Hi students, I wanted to explain the positive youth development perspective in a little more detail um, because I think some of you may be confusing it with storm and stress in terms of what it really is. If you read the first part of the chapter, really what that section is talking about is what exactly is adolescence, and more specifically, what is the nature of adolescence? What is it like for most youth? And the storm and stress view simply says that it's a period of turmoil and that youth are going to struggle without some sort of intervention. They're not going to do well, that there's all of these negative things as a result of the physical changes that they are going through, and so forth. So it's really very negative. The positive youth development approach is a strengths based approach that says youth have strengths. And if we can encourage or advance or develop, nurture those strengths, then youth are going to develop on a pathway that's going to lead to positive outcomes. That positive outcome is to thrive. So if let's assume you hadn't read this information yet, and you had to come up with some qualities for what are qualities youth would have to have for me to think that you know what that kid is doing well. He's going to thrive. He's going to do well in his life. And you can probably come up with a list of them. In fact, if you want to press pause right now and come up with a list, that's great. Well, researchers have actually come up with that list. And what you see on the screen here is that list. So they said youth, there are five attributes or qualities that when youth have them, they tend to thrive. So competence is one. They have to know about their environment, how to navigate the various levels or contexts when they're within their environment. They have to be confident. They have to not just know about the environment, but they have to know that they're worthy and that they can achieve some outcome. They have to have character. They have to know right from wrong, be able to respect social institutions and so forth. Have a moral compass that guides them on a path that doesn't lead to negative outcomes. They have to have connections. They have to be able to connect with others in their environment so that they can build the networks needed to do great things. Um, Caring, they have to be empathetic for others. So when youth are empathetic, they're less likely to lash out. They're more likely to act with compassion and want to help others. And so that's why developing these traits leads to contribution. Contribution is when youth use these traits that they've developed from their environment to make positive contributions to themselves. So they have to take care of themselves, their family, their community, and other social institutions. And this grew out of what's called relational developmental systems theory, which says that the course of development is regulated by person environment interactions. So, what are some environments? The family, community, school, peer context. So, one of my face to face course said death. So, when youth experience death, that regulates or it changes their environment and so forth. Okay, so through the youth or person interactions with their environment, so their environment is doing things or socializing them in the way, but they're also contributing back by socializing their environment. Youth can gain these traits, and when as they gain these traits, they're more likely to thrive or make contributions. And so this is important to understand when thinking about the nature of adolescence. One, we can say that all youth have strengths, or they have the potential to gain strengths. Well, how? By putting them in certain environments that develops these traits, or the not traits, these qualities or attributes. And as they develop more of them and nurture them or strengthen them, they're going to be more likely to thrive in their environment. So this is just a different way of thinking about adolescent development that's on the cutting edge of the human development theory and allows us to work with youth in a more promising way.